Each painting will have a pretty specific message in my mind, but the viewer has to determine what I'm trying to say. It all starts with a blank canvas. I like to deal in a lot of different layers on top of each other that I don't predict beforehand, and it's kind of a means of abstraction. So my style, diverts in a lot of different directions, from abstract expressionism to street art references to action painting. First layers will be more about text and theories and poetry and different things. I think the reason there's so much text in this and so much political, social statement is because of the law and the way lawyers treat language and the way that language can take on new power than it normally would. I was a practicing lawyer for a few years. I studied mainly international law, human rights law, and also entertainment issues and entertainment law. I loved law school, actually. I was one of the people that really liked the studying thing but didn't like the profession. I was in law school just to understand more about how society works. Everyone would be much more well-versed in society and probably have better opinions on society with the legal background, because then you really understand the depths of the depravity of, some of the corporations and their lawyers. I deal with messaging in a really strange way, I think, but not any more strange than all the media channels. Art is sort of brainwashing or branding like anything else to a degree. I don't think it's, I don't think it's treated exactly the same way as typical corporate branding, but it still is, for better or worse, a sign or a statement that you want to make. And maybe it's not always brainwashing, it might just be an obvious statement, but it's just another means of communication and has great messages, but is also beautiful to look at and creates a desire to touch. One day, I just wrote one day instead of a heavy volume of text as one of the layers. And then I thought it was this really freeing thing to work more with the abstraction. This one day is sort of about the end of the world. One day, this is meant to be this sort of broken down landscape. The first layer is text of 2 interviews. Interviews are meaningless and just nonsense. So that was the first layer that got painted over. One day, all of that will be blurred away for the better, or one day all of that will lead to the end. The viewer can determine whatever the painting means. Like, they don't need me. They can look at it and see this one day and think whatever they want. It's nice to see a lot of people think more positively than I do, and they're more into just sort of the joy of the motion of the piece and the color of the piece and their own hopes for the future. When you're putting like a piece of yourself out there, so you have to deal with that psychologically. I think that's probably the toughest part. I think the paintings get my psychosis out because I am really annoyed with tons of things, and tons of things fascinate me, and they all kind of come to fruition on the paintings, and then I'm able to smile and walk around and be fine.